Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So on Mondays, I like to talk about business and things that are just inspiring for women who are in business or aspiring to be in business. And forgive my voice, I actually have been overcoming not feeling well. I feel much better, but my voice has not caught up to the way my body feels yet. So hopefully I will get there. I've been dealing with a little bit of sinuses, and the after effects has caused postnasal drip, which is extremely annoying. But at any rate, let's just get into the subject at hand. So I wanted to talk about breaking out of your comfort zone so that you can achieve success. This is something that is absolutely essential, very necessary if you want to achieve success in your life and as a woman in business. Now, when I started my business in 2008, that was a huge area that I had to overcome being comfortable. Because one, becoming an entrepreneur after working as a legal assistant and then taking a break. I actually was just working in the administrative field for a couple of years before I went back into the legal field because I just wanted to take a break from it, because the legal field is intense and can be very stressful depending on the area of law that you are working in. And I've worked in different areas of law. And so going from the legal field to going into the wellness and beauty industry was huge, and it was hard. It was intense. It was not easy, but I had to break out of my comfort zone in order for me to achieve the success that I have. And here we are now, going into 14 years of doing this and doing it successfully, continuing in spite of things that I may have experienced, because going through bumps and bruises and going through some down periods in your business is not the mark of failure. Absolutely not. You will go through things in life. That's just a part of life. And definitely as a business owner, it's not going to always be win, win, win. It just is not. So breaking out of that comfort zone from working in the offices, being told what to do, to get into my own business and not being told what to do, but having to operate with discipline, motivating myself to be a better version of myself and in my business than I was the day before, and working hard to achieve goals and making those goals known to myself, if to no one else, because at the time I may not have had an accountability partner. I had to do it, and it was not comfortable. I had to break out of that comfort zone, and I knew I didn't want to go back to the legal field where I was being told what to do, where I was not 100% happy with the work that I was doing, and in some instances was working in very toxic work environments. For my health, for my life, I just did not want to do that anymore. So it took me having to break out of the comfort zone so that I could move forward into success. And another thing that you will have to do to break out of your comfort zone is doing things that you've never done before. There's that old saying that in order to get what you've never had, you have to do some things that you've never done. All right, so becoming a business owner, it was really putting myself on the line, putting my business on the line, and making the decisions to do some things that I had never done so that I could see some things that I never had. For example, I'll give you a quick example. I flew for the first time in, I believe it was 2010. If it wasn't 2010, it was 2011. I believe it may have been 2011 when I flew for the first time, I flew to New York, and I'm in South Carolina. So when I flew for the first time, I was in a program in school. So we were going to an aesthetics trade show in New York. It was at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City, and I was extremely excited, but I had to overcome my fears of getting on a plane. And I wouldn't say I necessarily had fear of flying, but because it was something that I never did before, I honestly was a little bit uncomfortable, and I was traveling with others who had flown many times. And sometimes you're in these positions where you may be the newbie in something and you don't want to look out of place. You don't want to embarrass yourself or have people, making comments about you under their breath or things like that. I didn't freak out on the plane or anything like that. I did fine. But that flight that I took for the first time in 2011 to go to New York traveling with others prompted me to go a further distance by myself the following year in 2012. At the time, I was spending a lot of time in spaces on Facebook, not in Facebook, but I was in some different Facebook groups. And there was a Facebook group that I was in with a number of other estheticians. And so in the group, you meet people in this space that you speak to online, but having the opportunity to meet these people in person was definitely something that I was looking forward to doing, because there were some people that I communicated with fairly frequently on Facebook in the groups. So when we were going to go to this meetup for estheticians, I was really looking forward to it. But it was going to be in Los Angeles. And again, I'm in South Carolina. And I'm like, oh my God, if I go, I will be going alone. I don't have anyone I could travel with. I may meet people there. But again, conversing with others in the group, there were people who said, hey, do you want to meet up? Would you like to, share a room together? I shared a room with someone that I never met before. We were in the Facebook group together. I mean, some people might say that's nuts, but it was a space where we all felt comfortable and we trusted each other. And so it wasn't like people were catfishing or using other people's pictures and lying about who they were. So that wasn't a concern of mine. But going out to this conference and meeting up with other people, we got to share experiences. It opened up my mind so much more. And it just gave me the drive to, when I came back home, I would want to do so much more and just really get at it. And I did. And so going to that conference allowed me to meet someone that's become a friend of mine. She's also a licensed esthetician. She is in the state of Illinois, and we have so much in common. I've had the opportunity to go out and train staff at her business location. She's come out to my business location to help do some trainings and skincare services. I've gone out to her business to do some training and lash services. We have really helped each other, helped to cultivate each other, helped to encourage each other. She was actually one of the catalysts behind me even wanting to have my own skincare line, because she inspired me to do it because she was doing it. And there was no competition with it. We wanted to help each other. And now I can say that I have an amazing skincare line that I created in 2017, and you can check out the link to that in the description box. But that triggered me to gain more success in my life, and people love the products. I get messages from people that are like, I referred someone else to try this moisturizer. Can they order it on the website? I get questions about some of the ingredients, and it really warms my heart. But that push that I did to myself to break out of my comfort zone, to push myself further, to stretch myself farther, that really helped me. And that's just one example. There are a number of other examples that I can give. as to how I just broke out of the comfort zone so that I could achieve success. But here I stand today. I'm in one of my business locations. It has been almost 14 years. Actually, this September will represent 14 years ago that I started my beauty business. And I'm super grateful that I didn't allow fear to stop me. I didn't allow the thoughts of others to concern me. And I did not allow just anything to make me quit. In spite of the life experiences that I have experienced, I'm still here. And that is definitely, I can say by the grace of God, that I am still here because I have that relationship where I can tap in to the spirit and just pray myself out of feeling certain ways. I've gone through depression. I am, meeting with a regular therapist. I believe in God and prayer and all of that, but I also believe that God has created an amazing, wonderful therapist for you to really speak to. And that is something that was also it's not gonna say was helping me, it is helping me to continue to be successful, because I can't say many years ago that I would have been comfortable speaking to a therapist. But again, it's me breaking out of my comfort zone, because I grew up, not saying anyone ever said it to me directly, but I've heard it where people would say things like, well, Black people don't go to therapists, they go to church. Yeah, and there's a lot of messed up people in church that need to see some therapists, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but I just want to encourage you to break out of your comfort zone so that you can achieve success in your life and in your business, because it doesn't happen just by you just staying stagnant and staying in the spaces that you're comfortable. If you ever heard of growing pains, I've never heard of it being called anything where it feels good. Growing pains. You are going to experience areas where it is not going to feel pleasant. It is not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to be easy. But if you can break out of your comfort zone and just continue to move forward in what you know you need to do and you should be doing, and operating in the dedication and the discipline to do it, then you absolutely will achieve success. So I hope this video helped you. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. I would really, really appreciate you liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. Again, this is Elizabeth. I am the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible. That is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next time, guys, I hope you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day, and break out of that comfort zone so that you can achieve success.